This video is really interesting. It's talking about Parthenogenesis from one of the ancient books found in the Hagamati. But before I start reading that, because I'm going to read that story to you, it's really fascinating, I want to tell you what's happening to my account. Since I started talking about the Holy Feminine, YouTube has been very censoring me strictly. What they do is they've been putting these bots, and as soon as my video gets released, the first comment that they put on is one of these porn bots. And as soon as they put a porn bot on, they stop all comments. So if you guys have been commenting on my videos, it's not that I'm ignoring you, it's that YouTube is censoring me. This video, when I released this one, they took off all the comments on my whole channel, every one of them. They only put back a number of the comments, not that many. And they wouldn't allow comments to be put on any of my videos for at least 6 hours after I released this video. So I lost all of your input, and that's really what they want. They don't want us to be communicating back and forth, I believe. So the same thing is right now, only a few comments are getting through, and I know this because on my other channels I've made comments on my videos recently, and they all get deleted immediately. So I'm really sorry if this has happened to you. Right now, YouTube is also stopping it from getting generated. So I would really appreciate it if you would share the heck out of this in your other RH negative sites or other places where you feel that women may be empowered by this information, because this information really is to empower the feminine, because it's about the Holy Feminine. So press the notification button, also press the like. I found, I was watching a video of somebody who had about 350 views on it, but they had over 2,000 likes. So showing that YouTube was censoring the amount of views that it looked like the person was getting, but you could see that obviously people were watching it, and a whole lot more than the 2,000 likes, because usually only a small portion will stop and give likes. But I would appreciate it if you guys would put your likes in right in the beginning, put in a like, also share it and press the notification. And hopefully you will get more of this information about Parthenogenesis and the Holy Feminine. And let's go and find out what the Hagamati says about it. Talk to you later. Creation of humankind. This is found on 212 of the Hagamati, and if you don't know anything about the Hagamati, you need to do some research on it. But it basically came from the library of the Essenes, and the Essenes were known, I'm just giving you a very brief, were known as being Jesus's people. They were known to be the pure race, the ones that were blessed, the ones that Abraham had given the blessing to. And they were very segregated from the other Jews in Palestine at that time. And they were the ones they believed that wrote the Dead Sea Scrolls. And this was from their library as well, the Hagamati. And this one book that I'm reading from, The Creation of Humankind, is found in the Hagamati. It was also found at a monastery and in the Vatican. So it seemed to have been a very popular literature at the time, that they all knew this story. But it goes completely against, in the beginning God created man and then took a rib. It's Parthenogenesis story is what we're about to read here. So let's get started. And I'm really not that great of a fluent out loud reader, so please, be patient with me on this, because I think this is really something that needs to be brought out for us to understand the value of women. Let's start in the third paragraph. The authorities received knowledge. They needed to create humanity. Sophie Zoe, who is with Sabbath, anticipated them. She laughed at their decision because they are blind. They created humanity in ignorance and against their own interest. They did not know what they were doing. So she anticipated them. She created her own human being first, so that he might tell the model bodies of the authorities how to despise them and how to escape them. The birth of the instructor happened like this. When Sophie let a drop of light fall, it landed on the water, and at once there appeared an androgynous human being. Sophie first made the drop into the form of a female body, and she took the body and gave it a shape like the mother who had appeared. She finished it in 12 months. An androgynous human being was born, whom the Greeks called hermaphrodite, and the Hebrews called the child mother Eve of life, which means the feminine instructor of life. The child was born to her is Lord. Later, the authorities called the child the beast, so that it might lead their model bodies astray. The meaning of the beast is the instructor, for it turned out to be the wisest of all the creatures. Eve is the first virgin, and she gave birth to the first child without a man. Okay, let's stop there and read that again. Eve is the first virgin, and she gave birth to her first child without a man. So far in this book, it talks about that Eve was created first, and she was created in the form of a woman, in the form of the mother, and that we also know that she gave birth herself as a virgin without a man, which is very interesting. You don't really find that story in the Bible, do you? Like I said, I'm just picking out certain chapters out of this book, so go back and read the whole thing. The next one I want to read is Eve gives Adam life. After the day of rest, Sophie sent her daughter Zoe, called Eve, as an instructor to raise Adam, in whom there was no soul, so that the children he would engender might be vessels of light. When Eve saw her partner on the ground, she felt sorry for him and said, "Adam, live, get up from the ground." And at once her words became an accomplished deed. When Adam got up, at once he opened his eyes, and he saw her, and he said, "You will be called the mother of the living, because you have given me life." I want to add this one part in, which is the next chapter, is the powers raped earthly Eve. Could this be the Nephilim story? I don't know, from the Bible in the book of Enoch. It goes on to say, the authorities were told that their model body was alive and had gotten up, and they were greatly troubled. They sent 7 archangels to see what had happened. They came to Adam, and when they saw Eve speaking with him, they said to each other, "Who is this enlightened woman? She looks like what appeared to us in the light. Come, let us seize her and ejaculate our semen into her, so that she may be unclean and unable to ascend to her light. And her children will serve us. But let us not tell Adam, because he is not one of us. Instead, let us put him to sleep and suggest to him in his sleep that Eve came from his rib, so that the woman may serve and he may rule over her." So I'm going to leave it at that, but I recommend that you go to that particular book. It goes into a lot more detail about the creation story, and I believe talking about the Nephilim and the angels breeding with Eve, and yeah, there's a whole bunch in that book. Actually, read the whole Hag-Hammadi, because that really will give you a different story along the lines of what we're talking about. Parthenogenesis, virgin birth, the true creation of mankind. There will be more videos. The next video I'm going to be going into modern day accounts and the genetic research into parthenogenesis. Stay tuned. I love y'all. Live in love and light. Talk to you later.